Hare Krishna. Welcome to the story session. The title of the story is Death of Soul. Does soul really dies? I would narrate a story from Srimad Bhagavatam about King Chitraketu, and let us learn from his life experience. In case you want to know more about this topic, you can listen to the session 8, the link of which is provided in the description. Once there lived a king called Chitraketu. He ruled all over the earth and had many beautiful wives. Being the ruler of the earth, he had everything that one can desire. But still, he was not happy, as he did not have a son, even though he had many queens. Once, a great Muni called Angira Muni came to his palace. King Chitraketu took great care of him and made him sit at a high place and sat at his feet. Seeing his humility, the Muni was quite pleased and inquired about his well-being. Angira Muni said, "O king, I see that you all have all the riches around, but I can see you are not happy. Your face is pale. How can I help you?" The king opened his heart to the Muni. He said, "O Muni, I have everything but a son." He asked the Muni to please help him. So Angira Muni performed yagna and asked the king to give the remnants of the offering to her elder queen. Thereafter, the Muni said to the king that soon you will beget a son, but he would be the cause of your happiness as well as lamentation. And saying so, he left the kingdom. The king was so happy that he did not think much on the sage's words. Chitraketu was blessed with a son in due course, and he named him Shok. The king was so happy that he started spending most of his time with the prince and the queen. He neglected all the other queens. This made the other queens very jealous, and the other queens together decided and administered poison to the son in due course. The son died. When the king and elder queen came to know about the son's death, they were completely shaken. They started lamenting. In the meantime, Angira Muni along with Narad Muni came there. Angira Muni said to the king, "O king, stop lamenting. I had told you that your son would be the cause of your happiness as well as lamentation." The king, seeing Angira Muni, started requesting him to bring the dead son back. Angira Muni said he cannot help, but requested Narad Muni to help. Narad Muni, by his mystic power, brought the dead son alive. Narad Muni said, "O Shok, just see how your father, mother, your friends and other relatives are lamenting. As your death was untimely, you can stay back in this body and enjoy the royal opulence for some more time." Shok's soul said, "According to the results of karma, one transmigrate from one body to another. Therefore, in which birth were these my mother and father? How can I accept these two people as my parents? I am now going to be born in another place. Whom should I consider my parents? The one where I am going to be born, or the one I have already left?" Stating that, the Shok's soul left the body. Narad Muni said to the king, "O king, what relationship does the dead body for which you lament have with you, and what relationship do you have with him? You may say that you are now related as father and son, but do you think that this relationship existed before? Does it truly exist now? Will it continue to exist in the future? O king, as small particles of sand sometimes come together and are separated sometimes due to the force of waves, the living entities who have accepted material bodies sometimes come together and they get separated by the force of time." Listening to this, King Chitraketu stopped lamenting. Later, Narad gave him the mantra by which King Chitraketu got liberated. So what we see from this story? We see that Body is temporary and it grows and perishes in due course. Bodily relations, like body, is also temporary, just like straws flowing in river. They stay together for some time and then they separate out. But soul is eternal and transmigrates from one body to another till it gets liberated. The soul is here in the material world and is bound in the cycle of birth and death because of its forgetfulness of the relation between soul and supersoul. This human life that we have is very, very rare, and only in this life we can revive the lost relationship that we have. We all are the parts of Krishna. The way to revive the lost relationship is by chanting the holy name of Krishna, doing kirtan, reading and listening to scriptures, and other devotional service. Let us chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and strengthen our relationship with God. Hare Krishna.